Welcome back to English Lessons with Tyler. Today we will look at 10 essential phrases used in the business world so that you will sound like a natural. One very common phrase you'll hear in the workplace is pull your weight. We use this when everyone is expected to do their fair share of work.
You're going to have to pull your weight a little more around here.
But Ruth, I should tell you that you'll have to pull your weight a little if you stay, financially.
Let's look at some examples. Say a coworker says, "I'm staying late every night." Is everyone pulling their weight? You can say, "Not really. A few people aren't helping much." Or you can say to your boss, "I'll take care of the client's emails, so I'm pulling my weight." And the boss can say to you, "I appreciate that." Another common business phrase is call the shots. We use this to talk about the person who makes the decisions.
Don't worry, we call the shots around here.
When you get to a certain point in your career, you get to call the shots.
Let's say a coworker says, "Who calls the shots here?" You can say, "The project manager does." Or let's say the boss says, "I'll be calling the shots on this one." You can say, "Okay." Another phrase you'll hear all the time at work is get the ball rolling. We use this when it's time to start something.
And to get the ball rolling, I will tell you the darkest secrets of my life.
We're going to get the ball rolling.
Let's say the boss says, "Let's get the ball rolling on this meeting." You can say, "Sounds good." Or a coworker can say, "Can you get the ball rolling on this report?" You can say, "I'll start now." Another phrase you'll hear often in the workplace is down to the wire. We use this when there's very little time left.
We're down to the wire on this, fellas.
It's coming right down to the wire, and the team that scores next will be the champ.
Let's say you say, "We're down to the wire on this deadline." Your boss can say, "Let's finish strong." Or a coworker can say, "It came down to the wire, but we made it." You can say, "Just in time." Another essential business phrase is think outside the box. We use this when we want to be creative or show new ideas.
I guess I do push my staff to think outside the box.
Okay, the thing about Kev is you got to think outside the box.
Let's say the boss says, "We need to think outside the box here." You can say, "I have a new idea." Or a coworker can say, "That solution is really outside the box." You can say, "Thanks." Another phrase commonly used at work is by the book. We use this when something is done exactly accordingly to the rules and procedures.
That everything we did was done by the book.
You did this by the book, right?
Let's say the boss says, "Make sure this is done by the book." You can say, "Will do." Or a coworker can say, "He does everything by the book." You can say, "Yeah, he's very careful." Another phrase you should know is on thin ice. We use this when someone is close to getting in trouble.
You're on thin ice, Larry.
Fine operation or not, Bill. You're walking on thin ice.
Let's say the boss says he is on thin ice after missing the deadline. You can say, "I figured." Or a coworker can say, "Careful, you're on thin ice with management." You can say, "I'll fix it." Another useful phrase in business English is back to square one. We use this when we have to start over from the beginning.
Here we are, back to square one.
Which means we have no proof that the syndicate even exists, so we're back to square one.
Let's say the boss says, "The plan didn't work. We have to go back to square one." You can say, "Okay, let's rethink it." Or a coworker can say, "The data was wrong, so we're back to square one." You can say, "That's frustrating." Another phrase you'll hear all the time is get up to speed. We use this when someone needs to catch up on information.
We're trying to get up to speed, but in the meantime, try to indulge us.
We're going to have to get up to speed on this.
Let's say the boss says, "Read the notes and get up to speed." You can say, "Will do." Or a coworker can say, "I just joined. Can you get me up to speed?" You can say, "Of course." Another essential phrase in the workplace is learn the ropes. We use this when someone is learning how things work on a new job.
Listen, mate, you're only here to learn the ropes, okay?
Just until you learn the ropes, that is.
Let's say the boss says, "Take your time and learn the ropes." You can say, "Thanks, I will." Or a coworker can say, "She's still learning the ropes." You can say, "Yeah, she's new." Excellent work today. I encourage you to start using some of these phrases in the office, and you will see yourself starting to sound like a professional. Keep going, keep working hard, and see you in the next video.